Quiz is the new ITV bank holiday drama. This is the retelling of a Major Charles Ingram's coughing incident on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the early 2000s.
Great timing.
Great timing for a cough-based drama. Let's start with that. It's going to be airing over 3 nights across Easter Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday as well at 9 p.m. This stars Michael Sheen as Chris Tarrant and 2 people who are in 2 of the biggest shows in recent memory. Sean Clifford of Fleabag and Matthew McFadden of Succession team up as married couple Charles and Diana Ingram, who together with a friend cough their way into winning £1 million on ITV's flagship game show of the late 90s and noughties. What did you make of it?
I quite liked it, actually.
I knew you would.
I liked the way it was structured, because this is based on a play. I've watched 1 and 2 so far. James Graham is the writer of this, and it didn't feel to me like it was particularly stagey.
Not even when they were singing Gilbert and Sullivan in the army.
Not
recruitment
really,
office.
because normally if it's a stage adaptation, I feel a lot of it takes place within rooms, and this was very well edited together, and I think the structure of the story is well done in the 3-episode format. So this first episode was about not only the Ingrams and introducing their dynamic, it was also about the creation of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Celador convincing ITV to run the show. Were you in the country when Millionaire started?
Yes, I was.
Because I think they perfectly captured that hysteria that was around the show. And
it was revolutionary at the time. Well, it was really something special at the time it was on.
The focus on this wasn't so much on Charles Ingram. He was almost like a background player. It was more Diana and also her brother, who was the first person from the family who was really obsessed by the show. Got into debt over calling the premium rate phone line that many times. And I think it really showed that obsession that quizzes have and that weirdness that surrounds the quizzing world. So it had all those elements working for it. The second episode is based primarily around the whole scandal, so Ingram features in it a lot more. And then the third episode
will be the trial.
And Helen McCrory as their defence barrister. I really liked it. There's a lightness to it which I enjoyed.
It's more tongue-in-cheek than perhaps I was prepared for. It felt very heightened. It felt like it was winking at the camera, which is something I'm not a massive fan of.
I'd agree with that, maybe in the scenes with the ITV execs.
I like you, my inner TV nerd, enjoyed the sequence where Mark Bonner's team were quizzing the ITV team, but all the stuff at ITV, I thought they portrayed them as buffoons, really. I thought
we've been around those sort of TV executives, and they do act like that. Like the Aisling B character was very well drawn, I thought. If you think about some of the TV people we've been around,
in the presence of,
that almost, as you say, that sort of winkingness is those characters in a way. I think that plays into that level of authenticity, and I liked as it went on that the ITV logo that was in the building changed and things like that. I get what you're saying, but I think the grounding nature of it is the bits with the Ingrams. Yeah. And I think when you get to episode 2, if you do watch episode 2,
no, I will do.
And it's a lot more focused around Charles and Diana. I think Sean Clifford was amazing, and I don't know if you ever saw this, but the Celebrity Wife Swap episode.
I was going to reference that because I was in the country when Millionaire started, but I was not in the country when this happened. So my first meeting of the Ingrams was when somebody sent me the tape of Jade Goody wife swapping with Charles and Diana Ingram. Was Diana with Jeff
Frazier? Yeah, they clash more, I think, than Charles and Jade did, because I suppose they were the lesser halves of those couples.
Big personalities.
But Sean Clifford really looks like Diana and has that reserved nature about her. I struggled a little bit with Matthew McFadden as Charles Ingram. I just couldn't stop seeing Tom
I know what you
in
mean. Yeah,
the sort of
yeah.
from
'Cause
Succession.
he sort of plays it in the same way,
Mm,
doesn't he? Sort of larger than life.
mm. And Ingram is more built sort of rugby.
Mm.
That's how I imagine him. I mean, you can't always do those impressions unless you're Michael Sheen playing Chris Tarrant.
What did you think? What did you think of that? Because that really, I was prepared for that. It's not like I didn't know
Mm.
Michael Sheen was playing Chris Tarrant, but I
Yeah,
couldn't
I mean,
take it.
I thought he wasn't in it enough to be offensive. He's a supporting player in the story, really, isn't he?
Mm.
I really liked it. I think McFadden, for me, captured the British buffoonery of the
Yeah,
character, but I struggled to separate him from his Succession character. But
yeah.
Sean Clifford was great. Mark Bonner, I really liked as the head of Celador. There's just it's not a drama that's going to light your world on fire, but
No.
I felt it was good escapist entertainment. There's stuff as well I didn't remember. So, for example, after it goes live, they tape Ingram's episode of Millionaire, and the debate is should we put it out as there's this ongoing investigation? And then 9/11 happens, and I had no memory of that coinciding with that. I remember ITV put the episode on
They
years
aired it as a
later.
special one, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like
years later
the coughing
after the
episode or
trial and
something.
everything like that. I remember Ingram becoming sort of a minor celebrity
Minor celeb.
after, and it was the early days of the celebrity versions of shows. So he was like on the games. I don't know if you remember that, the Channel 4
Vaguely.
Olympic program, and then he was on Celebrity
Swap.
Wife Swap. He was one of those early figures who did all those shows, like Rebecca Lewis, for example, as well. Are you going to be watching the other
Yes,
episode?
I am going to be.
Hmm.
Because even if it's not a perfect, satisfying drama, it is an interesting look behind the scenes of something we wouldn't like. If this were a documentary, I'd certainly be watching it. So the fact that it's a drama, I'll definitely be watching it as well. It's just that I didn't expect it to be so. Well, at least the first episode is quite bouncy and happy, and I wasn't expecting that really.
But it's a good thing to put on at
Yeah,
this
it
time as well.
Yeah. Quiz Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on ITV. Whatever we think of it, and you have higher opinions, it's going to do massively well for ITV. I think it's going to be a big drama for them because it's a subject in recent enough history that people know it, so they haven't got to be explained, but not recent enough that they know all the ins and outs, so they're going to learn something from it.
I was thinking that, but 98 it starts, and explaining to someone who's in their early 20s that hysteria around it, I think they'd struggle today to think that a quiz show was that big and that exciting and got, what, like 19 million viewers at its peak.